Oh my God, it's so close and it looks so
It's
good.
so
Dude.
All
Man,
right,
we've
first
been we've
question.
spent
Oh,
we've
go
been
ahead.
working on those ballers and that art since like September. I mean, we have put months
That's what I was going to
and
ask.
months
Yeah.
and months into refining the art, and we also refined the way that if I don't know if you guys remember the early sneak peeks and early drops of some of these ballers, they were like overloaded with shit. Yeah, these are some of them. These are like overloaded. This guy on the right, I think, is a great example of a this is going to be, I don't want to call this guy common because he looks like a badass, but that's like a common baller, right? Like our goal, and if you think about, Bored Apes, I think is a great example. The floor apes, the ones that are sitting at the lowest price, they're the ugly ones. They got these like a freaking shit over their eyes and like bad smile. And like there's some traits that people don't like. We try to come up with traits and combinations that no matter what baller you got, you're like, dude, my baller's a badass. Like this guy is awesome. You know what I mean? And so I can't wait to unveil these things because I think everybody's going to be happy with what they get. I think the second thing, and some of those pictures, I don't know if they showed it or not, but every team, we have 8,888 ballers. Every team has its own tat. Every team. So the Knights tat, every Knight baller has KGMI. Knight's gonna make it. So and you can't take your baller across to another team, right? This is a Knight specific baller. And then all the Knights, there's specific gear as well for each team. So the Knights ballers have Knights specific gear that isn't shared across the other three ballers collective. So there's like some really cool traits and gear items and things that we've built for each of these that I think is going to play really well.
And I saw you just like 10 minutes ago in Discord, we're talking about each of these are going to actually be their own separate collection.
Absolutely.
So going on OpenSea, you're going to have each one.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see rarity for your team, for your baller. This isn't all of them jammed into one. This is individual teams have their own subculture, right? And everybody's got their fan bases. I mean, as we build these brands and as the fans build these teams and these brands with us, we wanted everything to be able to have a life of its own, right? And then the ballers are a huge piece of what the Knights team is all about. And so we wanted that to live in its own kind of distinct section. And we're going to keep it that way. So this can grow and evolve the way the community wants it to. And these communities may end up very different, right? And the utility and the things that we give across, it's going to come from the fans and what they want to do and what they want to see. And so a lot of that is going to be dictated by the holders themselves. So we wanted to keep it very separate.
Awesome. So before the next question, the Knights of Degen, I see them in the chat. You got people questioning if this is a live interview today. They think Sohrob's too busy to be live. So can we go ahead and just do a quick little thumbs up? How you doing? Look at that.
Come on, baby.
Go, guys. Get out of here. All right. So
wait, do I need to hold up my phone? I can see. Hold on. 618. It's 618.
Oh,
there we go.
There's the proof.
You can't see the 6 though, but yeah, whatever. You figure it out.
Back to these ballers. All right. So obviously each one, we were talking about the utility. And I know TGP and I were talking about this earlier, right? TGP, you were asking, do these stack when it comes to the gear and stuff? If I've got 7 Knight ballers, can I take that gear? Can I stack? How's that work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So version 1 of the baller is a single ERC 721 on Ethereum, right? So when you mint your baller, you're going to get 1 NFT. What we've done on the back end is we know every baller and all of the gear that is associated with that baller. And what we're working on right now, what we're building out for version 2 of ballers is you're going to be able to actually in your wallet mint, and we're probably going to do it on Polygon. We haven't decided the exact chain we're going to do it. But you're going to be able to, if you own that baller, you're going to be able to go boom in Polygon, and now you've got the base level baller, and the gear is every one of those pieces of gear is a separate NFT, and now you can mix and match. You can buy and sell. You can trade. We leak some of the video game stuff we're doing. You're going to be able to earn and upgrade the gear, right? As you play and as you earn tokens, you can upgrade the gear to be better and better. You can combine gear and meld gear. I mean, our head of product, Aaron, has been in gaming for 25 years. I mean, has designed some amazing games. So we're looking at this at like this baller. I would look at the baller as your key to bringing physical and digital worlds together, right?
Yeah.
The baller gives you access to control the physical team, and then it gives you this access into the digital world that we're creating, right? We're creating something in the sandbox. We're creating a mobile game you're going to be able to bring your baller in and play. We're creating this, play to earn token that the baller is going to be interacting with. So all of these pieces are going to be, core to, the Ballers Collective. And as we look at, our original 4 teams, look, there's a whole culture out there, haters of NFTs. I hope none of them are wearing Nike because Nike bought RTFX. And so if you hate NFTs, you're not allowed to buy or wear Nike anymore. So I hope that's my defense. Like, bro, you want to talk about hating NFTs? I'll take your fucking shoes off right now and burn them. Okay?
Take those Nikes off, boy.
Yeah. There go the Nikes. There go the Adidas. Go down the list.
You can't wear. You got to go shop at Target, and you can only wear Target branded clothing. That's it.
Crocs,
that's all you got right now.
Crocs are
by the way,
NFT.
You can't do Walmart because Walmart's entering the metaverse, so you can only do Target. So
yeah.
So anyway, my point is, there's still this stigma, right? And we get it. We're early. We know that. Our goal is to bring this whole host of fans that we have in the early teams and the OG teams, and slowly introduce them to what we think is this powerful concept of decentralization and itemization and collectability and all of the ownership, right? All of these things that the blockchain enables that Web 2 didn't. And so we're going to introduce ballers into those OG teams. But it might not be NFTs to start. It might just be an avatar, right? And you're going to be building in your avatar, and you've got your digital presence in the FCF in your avatar, which every place Fortnite has their own, character, right. And they're building and skinning and whatever.
You're rocking.
Everybody's doing skinning, right? That's gaming. So our goal is to create this kind of gaming environment for the non-NFT believers, and then slowly introduce them to what there is there to be able to work with. So that's
I mean, I can tell you, Sohrob, being in the Discord like we are all the time, right? You've got, in that beginning, you did have a lot of those haters, right? Those, oh, this is horrible, whatever. And now you're seeing some of those same ones being like, oh, well, that's kind of cool.
So bad. Yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
I get to use it in a game. I get to go to a game,
so it's not just in the game, right? It's in the virtual game. It's in the IRL game, and it's trips, merchandise, all the external stuff as well. So it's really 3 tiers to the one NFT, which is incredible.
I got a couple questions from the community. If you
go. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's start with this one. Can you explain in detail what utility the FCF Ballers will have? Well, don't worry, we already covered that one, but I thought you'd nailed that one pretty well, but
I mean, look, what I'll add is there's IRL utility, right? So you've got, think about like game use merchandise drops, VIP access, season tickets, like all of the things that you can do, sideline passes to practice, right? One-on-one conversations with the coaches and with the players and like all of these cool things, right? And then if you're looking at, the digital utility, this is about mapping what's possible when you're making decisions into ballers, right? And so if you think about it, you can take it at a super high level and say, hey, it's a play call boost, or it's a player draft boost, or it's a non-real-time decision boost, right? So there's 3 buckets that we can play in. Nice. But if you think about the game, you can actually break it in almost to an infinite number, right? It's like you got boost power, more voting power on running plays, or more voting power on passing plays, or got more voting power in the first half or the second half or the last minute of the game, right? So we're looking at the things that matter, right? On 4th down versus 1st down, right? Like all of these things that we're going to be mapping into the items. And so we want everybody to get something and feel good. And then there's going to be some mixing and matching and buying and selling. And, and I do want to say, you still have to interact to build up your voting power. This is not your baller. Your baller doesn't put you at the top because he's got all the freaking rare stuff. It is a boost to earning more fan IQ, to moving up the ranks, to having all the influence, right? And so you still got to grind your way through. You still got to participate. This is not a pay-to-play environment. we're very, very conscious. Again, our guy came out of, designing games for 25 years. It's not pay to play. Like, we are here to create, pay to win. This isn't, you can't buy your way to the top. You can give yourself a faster path there if you want to, right? Which basically every game lets you. But you can't buy your way to the top without actually, spending the time to get there.
Perfect, because some of us grinded our butts off last season, and we're going to make sure this community does it as well. The other question from this one was, what incentive is there to hold more than one baller? And I know this one comes up all the time, and it's always convince me, why do I need 7?
Yeah. Look, I can't convince you to own 7 outside of headed into this season, outside of it's a better opportunity to hit an awesome baller, right? Like, you're going to get a chance to get a better one with better gear and better items. But what I can tell you is what we're working on in the video game is bringing all of your ballers into this video game. So if you have 1, you can bring in 1, but it's a 7-on-7 game. You got 7, you can bring in all 7, right? And the ballers are going to earn, and they're going to, like I said, their gear items are going to, get better. And there's going to be all these mechanics in the digital world for the ballers. In the IRL game, you only need 1 baller, and 1 baller is associated with 1 account, right? And you build that baller up and that account up. Now, you can swap ballers and, all sorts of things with that same account. If you wanted to do it, you could have multiple accounts attached to multiple ballers, and you could, honestly, some people, I think, might have a baller for each of the 4 teams, and they might call plays and have a baller for all 4 teams, right? Because they just want to watch and call plays and have fun with all 4 of them. So that's a possibility. But I think, we're building. There'll be some surprise and delight if you own 7. I can tell you that out of the gate. So there'll be some things there for people that are, just like the Knights do with the holders that have more. There's more perks. So we're building that in as well. But you can't use $7 to.
My thought, Sohrob, was, well, if I get 7, then I'm limiting 6 other people from voting with my Knights that might not go the same route I want, right?
That's
so
the other benefit
community
of these
control.
NFT teams, right? Like
100%. I mean, so I think it's a super interesting point. And what I'll tell you is, so when we started bringing in the Bored Ape Yacht Club ownership group and then the Gutter Cat ownership group, and these guys are like, they're tier 1 projects, and they're kind of spitting back and forth. They all know each other. All of them own, each other's, but they've chosen, one's chosen sides, the other chosen sides. I mean, both of these kind of private owner groups that were chatting in on Discord, whatever, both of them were like, dude, we're going to go out. We're going to buy every bowler of the other team. We're going to name their team something so stupid that their fans will hate it. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like,
right?
It's not something we thought about, but like,
the rivalries are real, like instantly.
It's already here.
Yeah, the NFT, like,
it's sick. It's sick. The trash talking, the memes, it is gonna be fire as we get into this. And again, I go back to the name and the logos. Like, I cannot wait to see what comes out of these communities for these names and these logos. It's gonna be killer.
So I've got 2 more questions.
Let's do it.
We had this one submitted. Can we purchase multiple ballers in one transaction to save on gas?
Yes. So you will be able to purchase up to 7 in one transaction. So that's in the private sale. The way that it works, so the whitelist, so Knights of Degen, whitelist, there's, I think, 2,000 that get a free one, and then, up to 7 you can buy. You can do all of that in one transaction. So you can mint basically 8, 1 free, and 7, at 0.0888. You can do all that in one transaction. We have implemented, and I don't know if you guys have seen recently, there's a lot of projects. There's a guy named Chance that optimized the gas for minting NFTs. So there's been some projects recently. Gas is 200 to mint an NFT, and that project, it costs 30, right? I just did one, Warp Sound, good friend of mine, Jeff, great community, great project. I've minted 3 NFTs. It cost me $40 to mint 3 NFTs in the same transaction.
That's great.
So we've implemented that. So our expectation is, even if you mint 7, it might be under $100 in gas to mint all 7 at the same time. So we're trying to make it as easy as we can. And then I saw that beer at
the hard-hitting question. Yes.
Yeah,
do we know how much the beer costs yet?
Look, man, my pet peeve is going to a game and paying fucking $17 for a beer. Let me just tell you that right now. F that, we aren't doing it. you're going to be able to come and afford 7 beers if you want, right? All in one transaction.
So will one of my ballers possibly have a, hey, you don't have to pay for beer route?
Oh, hell yeah. You know it.
Things just got real. That's it. I'm getting 7.
People are competing for that one, right? You're gonna have the gamers that are gonna want the game perks. You're gonna have the people that want the free beer, wanting the free beer perks. You have all these different verticals with the Ballerz NFT. That's just gonna make a huge.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we're gonna trickle out before the mint. We're gonna trickle out a lot of what the utility is, both IRL and gaming utility.
Awesome.
We're not gonna tell you what items it maps to yet. So. Yeah. And then we're going to slowly reveal that, because we're still building. We're months away from the season. We're still building on that stuff. So then we'll say, hey, the golden helmet has this, right? And we'll announce it. And we're going to like get that stuff coming as people see, and then there'll be a way to redeem as well. So we're building all those mechanics in. I think it'll be really fun chasing those ballers.